Alright guys, what I'm going to use for the tenons on this table to attach the breadboard ends to the actual slab is I'm going to be using these right here. These are the breadboard tenons, or what I call them breadboard tenons, but they're just tenons from Rockler. They're a ½ inch, they're 12 inches long a piece for a loose tenon joinery system. And I'll go over the jig I use for that. It's going to be the Beadlock Pro. I think it comes with a 3/8 block and bit. I bought the ½ inch accessory kit for it, so I can be able to do these ½ inch tenons. Be a little more heavier due to your joint than the 3/8, especially going to go with the outdoor table and running pretty much using 2x6s as its tabletop. So it's going to be able to handle the weight. And there's going to be 7 of them because there's 7 2x6s across here. So that's 14 of these I'm going to cut. I'm going to use them 4 inches long. I'm going to cut them on the bandsaw instead of the chop saw because I've got a real thin blade on my bandsaw, so I don't lose as much material as according to the thicker blades on the chop saw or the table saw. So I'm going to cut these down. I need 14 of them, and then we'll drill 2-inch holes, deep holes on the slab side of the table and on the breadboard ends of the table with the jig, and insert the pins and do glue up on the slab side and everything else. So hold on. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to mark the center of every one of these boards, all 7 of them, as well as the breadboard end. So I've got this combo square here set at just under 2.5 inches because this will actually got a nice sharp edge. There's a little bit of an indifference at the seam. It will catch that. I have not sanded or prepped this down to final, so there's a little bit of a lip either way. So I'll put it just under 2.5 inches, sort of the thickness of the pencil lead. Put it right in the middle. Alright, now what I need to do, this is one of the tenons, just under 4 inches long. I'm going to cut the holes, drill the holes at 2 inches deep piece, total of 4 inches, so this will give me any room. So now with the Beadlock Pro, you got to mark the center and my right side edge, because the block slides. I'll show you in the tenon here in a little while. So I kind of line up the middle, slide it down a little bit, and this is going to be a long mark because you're going to have to see this one in the jig. Alright guys, this is the Beadlock Pro jig from Rockler. It's kind of hard to see right here. I'll do a better, more in-depth video on this, but this is the ½ inch block kit. So this comes out. There's 2 thumb screws. Maybe a little more out. There it goes. So now what you got to do is now you got to set the depth for the drill bit. So it comes the ½ inch. It comes with the stop collar. So now I got to put this on here. Now I've already got this set up for just a little over 2 inches deep overall depth. As you can see, all drill bits do have a point to it, so I got it set where it starts tapering right here. So I'm measuring from here down will be 2 inches. So I got just a little over 2 inches on the combo square. It's kind of fun to do with only 2 hands, but set up till she touches, till it touches. I need to stop saying that. Get the Allen screw, tighten it up. Once you got it tight, double check. Perfect. Alright, I already got the Beadlock Pro kit set up. I got set for the middle of the board, and there's marks on this block that you can see down in here. It's kind of hard to see from where you're at, but I'm going to drill 2 holes here, here, and here. Then all you're going to do is loosen these 2 thumb screws, slide the block over, hold it to the far left, tighten it, and drill this center hole again. And that's going to give you 3 holes in the bottom of the board. It's going to be the same contour as these. Helps if you had an air compressor. Alright guys, there's the 3 holes I just drilled. Here's the tenon. I'm going to drill there's 7 on this side, 7 on that side, so 14 just on the slab, plus another 7 on each breadboard end. So it's 28 sets of these I'm going to have to drill times 3 holes. You do the math. There's a lot of drilling, but it's well worth it. That will go in there just like that. I'll start it on the breadboard end, hammer it all in until she's flush, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, now with breadboards and being a pine table like this, we're going to glue every one of the inside the holes on the table side or slab side, we're going to call it. We're not going to glue anything on the face. And then once we get those out, we're only going to glue the center one on the breadboard end, and then we're going to drive the pins. And the glue I'm using is just the old Titebond II. I was using 3 for another project, but I just bought the big jug and poured it in this bottle. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, got glue in there. I went ahead and glued that one while I had the video stop for a second. I had to go grab something. So now we'll just easily insert the pin just a little bit. Well, there you go. See, there's still a little bit of a gap there. But I'm going to put some clamps on the outside and draw that up tight. That looks actually pretty good. Probably all that will go away. Some of these little imperfections here when I get it sanded down. This is going to be prepped for stain. Now next thing I'm going to do is these center marks. I'm going to extend these out a little bit. And then we're going to drill the holes to set the pins. Alright, now I've got those center marks from earlier when I marked the tenons. I've got them marked 1 inch from the seam. But across is we're going to drill down. I just taped it off with the drill. I left a little tail on it like a flag. When it spins around, it'll help clear off the dust so you can see the line better. And I went and cut some oak tent pins that we're going to insert these after I get all the holes drilled. And this is going to go through the pine into the oak pin ever so slightly, be something like this on the inside. That's going to help hold it in place. And the reason why this is, you don't use glue on this side of the breadboard end except for the middle pin, because pine expands and contracts with the temperature, especially this being outside with the humidity, the hot, the cold, and everything. So if you did glue every seam on both sides, you might actually start having some cracks on these seams because the breadboard might expand and pop the seam here. So with the oak, it's kind of what they call a loose tenon. It gives it some little bit of room to play. Right now with a little bit of excess glue, just take a little damp cloth, paper towel, whatever, wipe the excess glue off. I'm going to let this sit for a couple days because I'm actually got to go out of town for work. But I'll be back before this video gets posted, so. And then I'll do the other side.